Next on Channel 8 Eyewitness News, live at 4, a state lawmaker has been arrested for battery after police say she stabbed her husband. We'll have all the details.
Massachusetts Senator Ted Kennedy has been diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor. We'll tell you about his condition, and we'll bring you a reaction from Capitol Hill.
And after years of residents fighting to get one, a grocery store is coming to West Las Vegas, but it's not exactly what residents say they need.
Now, your #1 newscast at 4, Channel 8 Eyewitness News in HD.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. A Nevada Assemblywoman has been arrested by Metro Police on domestic battery charges.
According to the police report obtained by Eyewitness News, Frances Allen stabbed her husband in the arm with a steak knife during a fight. I-Team reporter Mark Sayer has been looking at the report. He's here with the story.
Well, Gary and Paula, according to this police report, Frances Allen's husband went to Summerlin Hospital early Sunday morning with a wound to his arm. And when police were called, Allen's husband told them his wife grabbed a knife from a butcher's block in the kitchen of their home and stabbed him once. Now, this is the booking photo of Frances Allen, who was first elected to the Nevada Assembly in 2004. She was arrested around 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Allen is currently seeking her third term in office. Now, according to the arrest report, Allen and her husband of just a month and a half, Paul Mayneri, had a party on Friday night, and those are booking pictures, rather, from the couple's wedding site. Mayneri told detectives that Allen accused him of embarrassing her in front of her friends. As the argument escalated, Mayneri says Allen stabbed him once in the forearm. For her part, Allen told police that her husband had somehow stabbed himself. Later, Allen's husband asked detectives to recant his statement when he found out that his wife was indeed going to be arrested. Now, Frances Allen is now charged with 1 felony count of domestic violence with the use of a deadly weapon. Her husband received 3 stitches at the hospital and has been released. Allen, a Republican, she represents District 4 here in Clark County. That essentially is the northwest part of the Las Vegas Valley. The state Republican Party, no comment on the arrest here.
All right.
Any word from the Assemblywoman?
We left a message with her campaign phone number and also to her personal email address listed on official documents. At this point, we have not received a reply from her.
All right. Mark, thanks.
The political world is reacting with sadness and well wishes from both sides of the aisle to the news that Massachusetts Senator Ted Kennedy has a malignant brain tumor. The tumor is what caused Senator Kennedy's seizure this past Saturday. Susan Roberts has more on Kennedy's treatment and reaction from Capitol Hill.
Senator Edward Kennedy is suffering from a malignant brain tumor. His doctors made the announcement after reviewing results from a biopsy they took over the weekend.
Remember that this guy is one unbelievable fighter. Over the weekend, I saw him. He's in a fighting mood.
The senator has been in the hospital in Boston since he was airlifted Saturday from the family compound in Cape Cod after suffering a seizure. President Bush was informed by staff and said he was deeply saddened. And word moved quickly through Capitol Hill, where Senator Kennedy has been a fixture for decades.
He's a strong guy and has great heart, and we're confident he's going to be back here.
Massachusetts voters have re-elected Kennedy for 7 full terms. That makes him the second most senior member of the Senate, and his colleagues were shaken by the news.
Ted is one of the giants of the Democratic Party in American politics. You know, I think right now, all of us just want to make sure he's okay.
The tumor is in the senator's left parietal lobe. Doctors haven't determined his course of treatment yet, but in most cases it involves both radiation and chemotherapy.
The primary goal is first and foremost to control the growth of the tumor and hopefully with time provide shrinkage of the tumor.
This type of tumor is known to be aggressive, many patients living only up to 5 years. But the 76-year-old Kennedy is active for his age. Doctors report that he is up and walking around in the hospital and in good overall condition. Susan Roberts, CBS News, Washington.
Senator Kennedy's colleagues today expressed concern for him. Nevada's senior Senator Harry Reid says everyone should remember Ted Kennedy won't take this lying down.
Anyone who knows Ted Kennedy knows that he's a fighter. He has a work ethic like no other and has risen to every challenge he's faced, and he's had plenty of challenges. And we're confident that he will rise to this one as well.
Kennedy's fellow Massachusetts colleague John Kerry echoed those statements and asked for the media to give the Kennedy family privacy while the senator is being treated. Coming up later on Eyewitness News at 4:30, I'll talk live with a local doctor about what's happening to Senator Kennedy and what he can expect moving forward. That's coming up in about 30 minutes on Eyewitness News at 4:30.
Well, Well, it may feel like we're getting a little relief from the heat today, but we're still under an excessive heat warning. Meteorologist Gina Cancelleri is here with a look at what's going on and what's going to happen. Gina.
All right, Gary, we had some clouds move in today and the wind is picking up. This means a change is about to happen. Still, though, it's hot outside, and I'd like to give you a few live pictures before we go to the numbers. This is one live shot from our Rio camera, and there you can see the clouds have moved in. The camera, however, is not shaking. The wind is not strong enough yet, but the wind will pick up as we move through the rest of the night tonight. Another look from our Harris camera shows a lot of clouds out there blocking the sun. Still, though, it's warm. Temperatures for most neighborhoods in the 90s. Let's take you to some neighborhoods and show you what I'm talking about. 98 degrees. Number at Las Vegas Boulevard South, the Las Vegas RV. Look at the wind here. Wind out of the south-southwest at 23 miles per hour. A gust not that long ago of 42 miles per hour. Henderson Airport, another spot where we do have a pretty decent wind right now, out of the south-southwest at 30 miles per hour. Still, it's warm out there. 98 degrees is the current temperature after topping off the day at 101. With that said, and the fact that it is still so hot outside, we do have some advisories to tell you about. All of the areas, in fact, highlighted in orange here do indicate an excessive heat warning. For us in the valley, it lasts until 7 p.m. Not only do we have that, but we also have a red flag warning and we have a wind advisory. I'll tell you about all of that and, of course, the big change that is upon us coming up in just a little bit. Gary?
Gina, thank you. Here is something a little refreshing as we head into the summer months. Nevada Power is dropping rates. The company says typical residential rates will decrease by about $19 a month beginning August 1st. Nevada Power wanted to postpone the rate decrease until October, but the Public Utilities Commission decided on August 1st. The rate reduction stems from lower fuel costs.
Gaming companies will not have to face a major increase in their taxes now that the teachers union has abandoned its initiative to raise the gaming tax to 9.75%. The deal was brokered by Assembly Speaker Barbara Buckley and casino mogul Steve Wynn. Different ballot initiatives would have taken a huge chunk of casino winnings to pay for education. Instead, the Wynn, Harrah's, and Station casinos accepted a 3% increase in room taxes. That compromise would raise nearly $200 million a year for schools. In an exclusive interview, Wynn said a higher room tax works for all sides.
You broke Gary one. Stand by.
Apparently we're not going to hear that soundbite, but Steve Wynn said it does not and will not, based upon my 40 years of experience, impact occupancy or visitation to Nevada. Senator Buckley says, Assemblywoman Buckley says many of the casino companies agreed something needed to be done. So far, not all properties have signed off on the deal. The room tax increase must be passed by voters in November and then by the legislature in 2009. All sides say that will happen.
Nevada Senator Jim Gibbons is out of the country and says he hasn't read the proposed agreement. He's in Iraq visiting Nevada National Guard troops serving there. I talked with the governor today and he told me that he's bothered that the teachers union seems to be picking on gaming.
I think it also is troubling to think that there's an effort out there to isolate or to target one industry in particular because it happens to be our #1 industry. You know, that doesn't bode well for our legislature. We need to allow our legislature to take and do the work they have to do. Now, if this is something that the voters of Nevada want to approve and then send it to the legislature, so be it.
Satellite time for today's interview was provided by the Defense Department, which sponsored the governor's trip.
A crash on Interstate 15 is slowing traffic, but only a little. Ken Smith is in Eyewitness 8 over the 15 and Spring Mountain. Ken.
That's the amazing part this afternoon, Paula, is that this accident blocking the left-hand lane on our busiest thoroughfare, the northbound 15. Right here at Spring Mountain, these two cars got together. A pickup truck hit this Toyota SUV this afternoon, and you can see the SUV actually was slightly lifted up. They're just waiting for NHB to show up, but they're right smack dab in the left-hand lane there on the northbound 15. Now the backup, right earlier was almost no backup, but now it's starting to back up just a little bit more from Flamingo heading up to Spring Mountain. The rest of the 15 really not that bad all the way up to the Spaghetti Bowl, which is unusually light for this time of the afternoon. Let's take a look on the south side of the valley, though. A slightly different tale if your travels take you along the stretch of the 215. You can see traffic very slow. All those cars heading towards the camera are going westbound. Delays begin just past the airport connector. Continues solid out to Jones. The other direction, you're going to find some heavy delays as well if you're going eastbound. Delays start at Rainbow Boulevard and continue heavy to Cater because of all that construction. Eventually, that highway down there will be 3 lanes in each direction. Reporting live over the 15 right at Spring Mountain. I'm Ken Smith, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
Be a welcome relief. Thanks, Ken. Criminal complaint was filed today against a man accused of sexually assaulting a patient at a local hospital. 56-year-old Stevendale Farmer is charged with 3 counts of sexual assault and 2 counts of open and gross lewdness. Farmer was a freelance nurse working at Centennial Hills Hospital. Police say he began rubbing a patient as he was transporting her through the hospital. And when the patient asked him to stop, the complaint says Farmer told her that he was just trying to relax her. Police are looking for other possible victims. North Las Vegas police are asking for your help finding 2 robbery suspects. They're accused of robbing a man at gunpoint earlier this month. Surveillance cameras at a nearby convenience store caught both of the suspects on camera. If you recognize either of these men, please call Crime Stoppers.
A grocery store is coming to West Las Vegas. It's not the store some wanted, but it's a supermarket nonetheless. We'll have the story when we come back.
And Charles Barkley says he has paid his debt to the Wynn and is giving up gambling. But the Wynn doesn't see it quite that way. Details are straight ahead on Eyewitness News at 4.
You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 4 with Paula Francis and Gary Waddell. The first local news in HD.